This is grown man business. The collar swag don't hit a witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick. I'm dropping them bags, popping them tags. You know how we bless that cash. The grown man biz. The grown man. I said the grown man. I said the grown man. This is how a grown man does business.
The flow is tight, show you right. I'm the one you can say.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Studio 7B, it's your boy Mark L, the Cat in the Hat, in the building with the Mail Review. That's right, it's the flagship show of YaleRadiocast.com. Here to do our Saturday shit as we always do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mail Review. Your boy is back from vacation, all tanned up. Straight back from the Jamaica.
Hold up. You were able to get a tan as black as you are?
I was, brother. I was. Absolutely. You know, the sun different over there, brother. The sun different over there. It's different over there. On this side, no, not so much.
It's original black man.
Oh, yeah. Original blackness right here, y'all. So welcome, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us again on another wonderful Saturday. My wonderful co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Everything. Is that what you're doing? Mr. Everything.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit. Mr. A little bit of everything.
I found out in this day and age, you really got to clarify everything.
You got to clarify what everything is. I can dig that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going by Mr. Everything or is everything includes sis everything.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Here we go. Just Mr. Everything. We're going to just leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that, sir.
Yeah.
My boy Darling in the house. Shout out to the other members of the leg. We still flying the Missing Man formation for Josh. Where is Josh?
I got a problem. Look.
You can't get on fire this quick. We just introducing the show, man.
I have a problem with one Joshua House.
Josh House.
The whole name?
Yes. He called his whole government name.
He's white. It don't affect him. It don't fucking affect him. He's white. Okay?
That's not fair, sir.
He don't go like, ooh, hold up. They might find out something about me. He's white. He's privileged. He's all right.
Sir, Josh lives matter.
Not since they don't abolish.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I got a problem with Josh, man.
Where you at, Josh?
I'm trying to catch up with some stuff, man. You know what I got going on. But I might be there. And he always might be here.
He might be.
How white of you?
Does he have a
mighty white of you, Josh.
Yeah,
mighty white of you, sir.
Mighty white of you. You know what I mean? TR, we already know what TR is doing.
It's drilling as usual. He took a break from drilling. He retired from drilling. Then he went back to drilling. Right on. It's all good, though. But y'all know, as always, the fully formed leg is always in the building, regardless.
But we got a leg brace in the building.
We do got a leg brace in the building.
Every now and then, when we a little loose on the legs, man.
We got to have a brace on there.
We got to get down to our knees and we got to pray a little bit.
Got to pray, bro. Hey,
so I got to give
didn't Hammer have a song like that?
Pumps and the Bumps?
Hey, no, that's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. There was knees. But anyway, yes, today we have a guest in studio.
Let me look, man. Let me
go and set that up.
Allow me.
Please.
Because this is the thing. This is a real special moment for me. Because we're talking about pastoring here. We're talking about pastoring. Not everybody is able to get on the phone with somebody such as moi and allow
and stay religious.
And stay, yes. And let my heathen ass
Lord
say all my heathenist stuff and he not get shooketh.
That's good.
He still has not said, darling, don't you think you need it?
I need you to calm down.
Calm down with the
You can't start out with an F-bomb before hello. You can't do
that. But he allows that. He allows my ignorance.
Well, right on.
My brother here, man. I mean, when we talk about pastoring, he will go to your church and out-pastor your pastor.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Even though I ain't pulled up the
but that's beside the point. That's beside the point.
He out-pastors your pastor. Okay?
Right on. He can deal with the dialect.
I mean, this man is like you walk up to him, you might think, well, he got feet of bronze. I'm just saying, hair of wool and feet of bronze.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? You might be confused with who's in your presence in these moments, man.
This is real.
I'm just saying, I just want to give a shout out to my brother, a round of applause for Mr. Sean Chinn of Hill and Haven. ATL is up in here, man.
Pastor Sean Chinn. Welcome to the show, Pastor Sean.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm wonderful, man.
thank you for joining us today, man.
Absolutely,
I
man.
appreciate you actually saying, "Hey, D, what you got going on tomorrow, man?" Like, dude, you know what I got going on tomorrow, man. Why are you asking this? Just go ahead and get to the spiel.
What you
I
need,
do this
brother?
every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday. And he know this. He literally is 2 blocks down from here. Healing
right down the
Haven
block.
ATL is 2 blocks down from here, bro.
Right down the block.
And it does great
This
things,
is the
y'all.
crazy thing. For years, if we
Don't
known
even
each
say
other,
it, man. Here you go. Here you go.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
look here, man. Yeah, man, I'm gonna pull up to Healing Haven sooner or later, man. Just send me the address, man. I'll put the address here. This man 2 blocks down the
2
street.
blocks down
In
the
walking
street.
distance.
He could have jogged down there.
No, in walking distance.
See?
My bad, bro. My bad for not walking up. You know what they say? I'm gonna pull up on you. My bad for not walking up on you,
That's
bro.
all right.
What's
We
going
got you
on,
here
brother?
now.
How you
Taking it
doing,
easy,
man?
Just knowing you this close. See that? See how God worked? There
See
we
how
go,
God
right there.
work.
Look at God. Look at
Yeah,
God.
look
Look
at
at God. they
Shout
say.
out to Pimp and Slim, man. How you black on black?
Hey, it's black on black time this time, brother. It's black on black time. That's
It's
what I'm saying.
summertime. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
summertime.
Summertime is black on black.
You know.
time. And one Phoenix, Triple X. That's another story. You know, it's Leo season out there, so you know. Shout out to the elite Lion Queen, Miss Phoenix,
Yes,
on
yes.
the stream as well, and also give a shout out to Dr. Boom,
Dr. Trey. Don't.
Dr. Trey's in his house. So, Brother Sean, man, go ahead and introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are, Pastor Sean Chinn in Healing Haven, man, and go into.
Well,
You
you
know.
done did most of it. Y'all heard
Okay,
that?
okay.
Yeah. With Healing Haven of Atlanta. So y'all know we specialize in healing and development of young men and young fathers ages 18 and up. So we have 3 objectives. We empower the man through our mentorship sessions. We empower the father through our parenting classes. And we empower the future community leader by taking a hands-on approach when it comes to community service and things like that. So that's really how I met this guy at the community service event. So
Yep.
yeah, y'all, he do community service.
He do. I
You
keep
know, and
trying
all
to
of that
tell
stuff.
y'all,
So,
man.
Yeah, we are a community resource center, man,
Yes.
that be able to help get our guys to a place of really self-awareness, man, value and things like that. So mentorship, parenting classes, that's what I do, man.
That's what we need in our community, brother.
How did you fall into this realm of pastoring and mentorship development, man? What made you wake up and say, I need to help these stupid ass men out here, bro?
Yeah.
They need God and they need me.
Man, because I was one. I was a young dad, and actually, you know, part of my story is that, you know, I was in foster care. I grew up in foster care,
Okay.
due to, you know, no fault of my own. But at the end of the day, and then I was a high school dad, so being able to know and understand, and there were people that were in my path that was able to help me out as a young father. But I still made some mistakes. I
Of course,
still, you
of
know,
course.
made some left turns when I should have went right. And so being able to get on my feet later on in life due to those kind of that kind of help and resources within, you know, people, you know, and mentors and things like that, man. But taking advantage of that and being able to again be the man that I am today because of the help and the guys that provided hope and things like that for myself. And then, you know, you asked about this pastoral part. Been a helper, been a guy that always mentored. Man, I was young mentoring, you know, and
Okay.
giving back. So I've always been a leader of men, a leader of
Excellent.
young guys. And, you know, I didn't grow up in church. So being able to, you know, see religious from a different perspective,
Yeah.
a different way, and being able to get a relationship with Jesus Christ another way.
Okay.
Mhm.
You
All right.
understand? So
Okay.
from a place of deficit, not from a place of privilege.
Okay.
You know,
That's
so
the thing.
yeah, most of the time when people, you know, they grow up in church, they find themselves in a place of privilege and they're waiting for their turn to lead. And that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You're waiting for your turn to serve. You're waiting for your turn to get on the mic. You're waiting on your turn to really perform in front of your peers.
Gotcha.
And that's usually happening within the 4 walls. So I've done the church thing. I've led in churches. I've helped churches grow. I've led ministry teams and, you know, evangelism and outreach and all of that other stuff. So
Okay.
that's always been what my heart has been. So God allowed me to flip this thing, man, and to be able to, again, take it outside of the four walls and to be able to be of service that way, and to know that my pastoralship and the ordination didn't subject me just to the pews.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
got
yeah,
you. That's great, man. Because sometimes you gotta reach out and help people where they are. I mean, everybody's not going to be able to pull it in and go into a church building or a building
Yeah.
where they do worship or things like that. So having the outreach and the ability to outreach and reach people where they are, that's key. I can see how that's key. So I definitely applaud you on that, brother. That's fantastic.
appreciate it.
Good to know. Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Paramount outreach. That is paramount, to be able to go and give back. Like I said, I met D at a outreach event,
Right.
to where he was giving back in a tangible way. And a lot of times, again, people think they need permission or they need a platform or something like that to be, just man, be of service to somebody, be available to somebody.
Excellent.
While we are in our humanity, again, when we're dealing with religious and church and all of this other stuff, we think we need somebody else's permission to do what we were put on this earth to do, and that's to be of service to somebody else.
Excellent.
Well, we're gonna do a lot of service talk today.
Oh boy.
This is not we bring a lot of people in and we do interviews and we interview that person of a sort. So this isn't technically a interview for Pastor Sean over here. He's joining in with it. I don't know, man. I got to turn it down a little bit since I got the pastor.
Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Man. I'm working on me.
Do your thing, man. This your
Oh,
show.
you
I'm on
want
your
me to?
show.
I mean, from what I heard,
I'm on your show.
the story is come as you are. That's what
There
I
you
heard.
go.
Like, come as you are.
Shit.
Well, no, not for you. Not for you. Not for you. Come a little bit less than what you actually are. Shout out to the upper room.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, but
I
was about to.
mess with him, gonna revoke my membership to heaven.
I
man.
know,
Come
right?
on,
They're gonna call you and be like, about
Yeah,
that pastoralship. You was hanging out with Darling. But it's all
the
good.
crazy thing about that though is shout out to Trey. This is a beautiful thing, so beautiful meeting young dads where they are at. I think
Absolutely.
that is, just those words right there are extremely powerful words. Just meeting, because the conversation and the disconnect that is between us and our generation and the youth is just that bridge.
Yeah.
And finding how to meet somebody. And I've said this as over, we got to meet them where they're at because we want them to understand us, but we actually have to understand them.
Facts.
Their minds are the ones that need more developing and guidance. So we got to kind of like catch them because they're not going to necessarily hear us talking to, this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to think, they think that we don't understand what they're going through.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have to technically meet them where they are
Correct.
at.
Yeah.
So, Phoenix, Haven. Oh, the girl talk. Here we go with the girl talk. Boy, every time you get on friends, well, they talk.
They're gonna chat back and forth. It's all
You know what I'm
good.
saying? But yeah, so the conversation today is basically a lot about things we see in the news as of late.
Yeah.
And the topic is true lies.
True lies.
True lies. Why should we believe something as the truth before we get the actual wholehearted facts behind it?
Right. That part.
I
That's
think
important.
things go with a little bit of research and patience and letting stories develop. There's this whole narrative of just believe or live in, and I've said this months ago. This new trending belief of living in my truth. I hate that. My truth. My truth is just because I am man, you should automatically be submissive. No, not necessarily.
Right.
But that's my. So, are you going to follow my truth? My truth is, shit. You need to be in the kitchen, goddamn, because I say so. That's my truth. Give me my truth, give me no.
Yeah.
And I could go with other my truths too, and we'll circle around into that. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. I know I'll be sending links out, and we got a Dr. Travis Barber who always wants to join in. And
Boy, there you go.
thank you for calling in to the Mail Review Radio Cast. A Dr. Travis Barber. How you doing, brother?
Hey, we good, Dr. Trap. What's good with you, bro?
What's happening?
Dr. Trap.
I just want to tell y'all boys I'm proud of y'all, man, and I appreciate y'all putting out that good energy into the atmosphere, man. We need more brothers like y'all, man. More shows like this.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Thank you, brother Trap. Thank you.
And we need brothers like you as well, brother. And I appreciate you calling in too, man. You will be joining us tomorrow on Motivational Shit Podcast. I can't say shit in front of the pastor because that's the name of the show.
It is actually the
I didn't do
name.
nothing wrong right now. I didn't do nothing wrong right there. Yeah. Hey, what you got anything coming up, Trap? Since you on the phone, man, let everybody know what you got coming up.
Well, I got the Wolf Creek Apple Dinner today. They got the rap concert going on, but I'll be there on the stage for my little 30 seconds talking about how important it is for ex-offenders with no fines to register so we can get that jury box looking like our peers. So registration is very important. That's what I'm going to push and promote today.
That is heavy, brother. I'm gonna tap in with you after the show, bro.
We're going to get some of them tickets.
Yeah, we got to get some of them tickets.
We got to get some
good
of them tickets,
stuff,
Trap.
my
We got to
man.
get some of them tickets, Trap.
Hey, and make sure y'all tell him congratulations. He's on the board. Yeah, he's able to make some changes on that board that he just got nominated to.
Right
and all
on,
that. So
man.
yeah,
Congrats,
you thought
brother.
I forgot about that, huh, sir? Yeah, wonderful
Hey,
job.
Once again, we're talking about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, man. That is the ideology. That is the purpose. That is the purpose of the brand calling the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Correct.
Just a collective of brothers, man, that's doing the work in the community. So we can show that we are more than what the general view that the narrative, the online narrative is creating for us.
Correct.
So we're going to go to a commercial break, Mark. You want to go ahead and get us over there?
Hey, man, check this out, y'all. We're going to take a little quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to get into some of these news stories, some of these true lies. I need to find out what's going on with Lizzo. Because I've been hearing some things.
I know it's a lot that she like bananas. You can look at her. Look at her.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back in a couple of seconds. We're going to pay these bills, and we'll be right back on the mail review. Y'all stand pat. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Pastor Sean with Healing Haven of Atlanta, where we specialize in the healing and development of our young men and our young dads 18 and up. We are a community resource center. We specialize in the healing and development. Young men, young dads, we help you get on your feet. We help you get your job. We help you with leadership development. You have suspended license because of child support. We have fatherhood classes that can help you guys get on your feet, get your license back, whether it is court ordered or voluntarily. Plus, we have wraparound services that are right here in this community to help us with job training and job placement. Y'all can reach us at healinghaven, the number 8 at gmail.com, or reach us on the web at healinghavenatl.org. Come through, come holler at us, let us be of service to you. Peace.
Hey, this is your boy Mark L., one of the members of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen for the Mail Review right here on Yale Radio Cast. Ladies, are you looking for something special to do for your man? Something to make him feel special, something to show him that you love and appreciate him. You should send him to For Men's Only, right there located in Sandy Springs. This is a men's only salon where he will be pampered. They have barbering services. They also do manicures and pedicures. Also, you can go and visit their website at www.fmogrooming.com if you want to get a look and see the services that they offer. And give them the hashtag the leg. They will give you a discount off of your services for that day. So ladies, send him to For Men Only. We look forward to seeing you. And as always, the motto is get the business.
I'm Keith A. Lewis Jr. I've been giving back to these streets since '04.
Really took a real team effort. We fed over 130,000 meals this summer to 225 families daily.
We need people to understand the importance of each other. People have to understand it's unity.
Hey, y'all, and we are back. Once again, welcome back to the Mail Review live here on Yale Radio Cast with myself, Mark L. the Cat in the Hat, my wonderful co-host, Mr. Dylan Yale, the namesake of the station, and our special guest for the day, the leg brace in the building, Pastor Sean Chinn. Welcome back, Pastor, and thank y'all for tuning back in. We here, man. So we are talking about true lies today. Talking about true lies, man. And then just I mean, we pretty much understand what a lie is, right? It's the not truth.
The not truth.
It's the not truth. But it takes on a different light when we talk about things that are happening in society nowadays, where you get a story and people will pick it up and run with it, right?
Mhm.
And not get all the information. And you don't really know quite how that actually breaks down. But we're trying to figure out, how much of this information coming in are you just taking and run with, and then you find out later on is, oh my God, wait a minute, we didn't have the whole story.
We sound stupid.
We sound stupid for having championed the cause or having completely tried to destroy somebody's character, and then you turn around and go, oh, okay, that wasn't really what happened at all. We try to find out. So you see a lot of news stories about that, a lot of oops moments. You see that. I know. For a fact, because me and Dallin like we chew over political stuff here and there. We go through our things. You remember Fox had to pay a ton of money for slandering the voting machines. I forget the company name that they were doing for the voting machines when the former president Trump was talking about, the machines are bad. They're cheating. And Fox News went live with talking about that. Yeah. Come to find out, that's exactly not what happened. And they ended up having to pay a ton of money. Yeah. And that's why a couple of those talking heads got kicked off the air. They probably couldn't afford it because they had to pay a ton of money. So what we're looking at is we're talking about these true lies. But it affects us even on a granular level when we get down low to, certain levels. So
especially in entertainment.
We're going to definitely talk about entertainment. Now, right now, in case you have been under a rock for the past few weeks, one of the most famous entertainers, or one of the current entertainers that is in everybody's consciousness right now, is Lizzo. Now everybody knows about Lizzo. She's been out there and she's been kind of the champion for the revolution of women and body positivity and people body shaming and
women.
I'm just saying,
we ain't doing it.
I gotta keep
he was dressing it up pretty good.
Women. I gotta keep it G code. He gonna take it there, but I'm gonna try to keep it there. But she's been the poster child for this, right? She's been the poster child for this. So allegations in the past week have come out that the poster child against the that's out there shouting for body positivity has actually been body shaming people. Is this true or not? We don't know. But we got some news stories that came out, and I know everybody's kind of holding their breath. And I had a question. I love y'all out there. I'm gonna just ask. I'm gonna just say it. I'm wondering. My big wonder about all of this is: are they gonna treat her like they have treated other people in the recent past?
Well, I want to go into the case in the allegations.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about that. I just want to make sure everybody getting the same treatment. That's what I want to know.
It's women.
Hey, but
okay.
all right.
So the allegations against Lizzo, because everybody knows what's going on with Lizzo. In case you are up under a rock, she has been accused by some former dancers of sexual harassment.
Oh, and a biographer.
Whoa.
And a biographer. Somebody who was following her and kind of trying to do some stories about her, some documentary information.
Okay, so Lizzo, a pop star like we don't know who she is, who has built her brand on both body positivity and empowering upbeat hits, is facing a new lawsuit that levels serious allegations, including claims that she created a hostile work environment and engaged in sexual harassment. Lizzo has denied these allegations, which have raised questions both about her treatment of employees as well as the reality of the image that she cultivated as a champion of big, fat, plus size women.
Sir.
Hey, I'm from Pensacola.
Okay.
I don't read that good.
Oh my God, stop it.
Hey.
For kids that don't read good.
Women and women of color. Hey, let me circle back. I don't got a problem with big women. I got plenty of them in my history. Okay. Why you think them shoulders over here is broad? Okay, I had to put them thighs up.
Terrible.
Put them on these thighs. The thighs on these shoulders. Man.
Terrible.
The lawsuit. My bad, Pastor. The lawsuit filed against three of Lizzo's former dancers this week were alleges misconduct of her production company, Big Girl Big Touring Inc., and her dance team captain Shirley Quigley. Amongst the claims include that the suit is that Lizzo pressured dancers into unwanted sexual situations,
Whoa.
made statements that were perceived as thin-veiled comments about the dancer's weight gain,
What?
and put people through grueling rehearsals that led to one of the dancers soiling herself.
Oh boy. What?
Let's go into a little bit right there.
Man.
All right, let's start out with the allegations.
Wow, man.
And who it sounds like it's coming from. It sounds, basically Lizzo, a big girl, has some stuff to say about big girls.
Interesting. About them gaining weight.
Let's
start with that.
Markel, the champion of women around here, go ahead.
All I'm going to say is, I guess we're going to find out. We're going to find out because here's the thing. Now I've heard several different takes on this. I've heard several different hot takes on this. I've heard the conversations. I've been watching them ping back and forth online.
Mm-hmm.
They may not have been as loud as some others have been, but I've heard a lot of the conversation. One of the conversations talks about how, for example, the N-word. Okay, and I'm using that as an example. It's okay for us to use it. It's not okay for certain other groups to use it, right? So now, listen.
Cool when they do
follow, right? It's cool. It's a problem when I do it. So yeah, you get it, right? So the conversation is okay because she is a plus size woman. That maybe she was having some plus size woman conversation, or what they regard when they talk about men as locker room conversation, meaning this was not necessarily conversation for the general public, but more of a enclosed group kind of thing, and that just kind of got out. The question is going to be, I don't think the question is going to be whether or not she said it. The question is going to be whether or not this is something that's grounds for a harassment charge. That's something that she should be sued for. Is this something that's supposed to be sued for? Other arguments have said, hey, if they going to do it to everybody else, why is she going to be somebody who they let slide with this? Meaning, if you're going to talk about, or let's just use Dowling as an example, because that's a great example. If you call up here hollering about him saying big fat women, you got Lizzo here talking about quote unquote big fat women. We don't know what she said
Lizzo,
or how she said it.
You,
see, look at this.
We on
this is
the
what I'm
same
talking about.
page,
So,
baby.
but if you're gonna call up here and lambast him for using those words, why is it okay for him to use not okay for him to use those words, and it's okay for her to use those words?
Just like the B word, just like the N word.
Exactly. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at an angle like this. My question is going to be ultimately, hey, are you going to treat her in the same way? Because I have not heard one call for cancellation. I haven't heard it. Have you seen anything about we need to cancel Lizzo? I haven't seen that. I think everybody's kind of in a wait and see phase. Let's wait and see what really happens. So now here's my question, and this is just for the audience and for people that are listening. What happens if she settles out of court? Don't pick a side and determine based on their sex or based on their color or based on their creed or based on their religious choices on whether or not this is okay and this is acceptable versus this is not acceptable.
I already knew we was going to have a comment
treated
this.
Okay, so let me go ahead and take a little piece. I'm gonna come to you. Pastor. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. But Dr. Trey says, but the allegations are not far-fetched. When I was fat, I made fat jokes all the time. For me, it was a reflection of my own self-loathing. The sexual harassment described isn't far-fetched either. Now, that's the conversation. Is it a thing? I'm black. I make a lot of black jokes. I'm telling you, being a dark-skinned brother in Chicago, I know all the black jokes. Trust me, I know all of them.
Okay.
So I've used them in years going by. But the question is going to be, at the end of the day, are they going to quietly settle this and let her slide and continue with her career, or are they going to really shut her down and say, you basically went out there and you told everybody you were holding this torch high for women of color and women who are overweight and fighting back against the system and the people that are saying, oh, your body is wrong and you say it's healthy, but it looks like this and that's awful. You the one who has been the champion for this.
I would compare it to, since we have a pastor in the house, we have somebody who goes into preaching the word of God, then goes out and do everything opposite thereof. And we all are humans, so we do live in the world and we do walk as humans walk.
Right.
But there's I could say this, and I can, and condemn you for doing some stuff and I'm doing it. Go ahead,
Mhm.
Sean. What do you think about this?
I was going to say cause and effect. It depends on the casualty. Because at
Okay.
the end of the day, if she's whatever brand she's representing,
Yes.
whatever organization, business that she's representing, if they can in this find a way for it to go away based on, because remember, all of these are allegations.
These are allegations, and
There
here's
you
the
go.
truth. This is what we're talking about. Go ahead,
So
continue.
all of these are allegations. So in the midst of the noise, like you just said, the allegations, do we settle and make it go away to quiet that noise, or is it worth even fighting at this point? Because while she and they have built a brand
around this,
just because she, made a slip up, or reverted back to, because there's pressure in this. Like you said, even as a pastor, man, you start out one way. You always start out one way. You
Yeah.
have great
the
intentions.
best intentions, but they say the road to hell.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in it, again, we always have to keep in front that these are allegations, and then the source of where all of this is coming from.
Right. Right. Is this a money grab?
There we go.
You
Are
know.
these that have they teamed up? Are they disgruntled?
Right.
Even the one that soiled her pants in the middle of a rehearsal or whatever, you had a choice to leave.
Right.
You could have stopped and left.
Right.
So in this, again, you have to look at both sides of what's really happening here, and the business side is always going to deal with cause and effect.
I got one right here. Following on with the article, other allegations were tied to religious harassment. The suit alleges quickly spoke extensively about her religious views as a Christian and berated those who didn't share these beliefs. It claims that the dancer's virginity was frequently discussed without her consent.
Yikes.
And the dancers were pressured to participate in group Christian prayer. Regardless of their religious beliefs, all three defendants did little to remedy such actions despite knowing about them, the lawsuit claims. Pastor, I'm going to let you take that right there, brother. Let go.
Respect. You respect where everybody's coming from. You don't push them into what you believe. We just talked about this a little earlier, as far as, not growing up in that environment, and then, becoming a part of a religious belief or organization and stuff like that. It's unfortunate, but it damn near happens all the time.
Right.
Whoever that leader is, of course, you usually pray over your group. You pray with your group and stuff like that.
Right.
And sometimes they, within what's going on, the context of what's going on, they, to not be disrespectful, they join in with the prayer. But to force somebody and to put somebody in that position, that's when it becomes out of order. And stuff like that. So
and yes, and that's huge. And this is where I throw in a shameless plug, because consent matters, y'all. As a matter of fact,
Absolutely.
myself and Dr. Trey are doing we're actually doing a consent workshop during a weekend coming up here. I'm going to talk a little bit about it later, but consent is the key word in that sentence that I saw. Absolutely, you need to have consent. So being able to say, hey, look, I would like to pray. If you don't want to pray with us, that is fine. Being able to allow them to make a choice. Maybe they just want to sit silently, which is something that we do. And being military men, absolutely haven't been in the military. You know, darling, some people don't, they this is why they give you the option to swear or affirm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that denotes your consent to do these things. Raise your hand and swear or affirm. Right? You get the choice. You can swear if that's something that you do, or just affirm it, which is something else you can do. But it gives you the consent, the choice to decide how you want to do. You don't have to do it this way.
Yeah.
You have these options. That's important, y'all. So stay tuned for that consent workshop. That's going to be something.
All
But
right, man. I like that.
hey,
brother.
it's coming, brother. I had to throw that shameless plug.
But
in
you know
there.
what usually happens again?
Yeah.
Again, as the leader, you automatically assume
that everybody's on.
That everybody's on, and they want to be pressured into a situation dealing with their religious beliefs and all of that stuff. But like you said, at the end of the day, it's consent and is being mindful of that.
Yes.
That everybody in this group is possibly not a Christian.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And respecting where everybody is. So you grab and because you're mindful of that, you give and you push that out there. Hey, if you're not a Christian or you don't want to pray with us, then you provide that option for them. Yeah. And that's a sign of respect also.
It is. Right. And that's the thing. And I think one of the major parts of that I'm getting from these numerous stories that are coming in about this is that that she's not who she represents herself to be. That's the part I'm going to ask Dowling about that part, because that's the thing. But here's the question I'm going to ask. This my biggest question, the overarching question about this is: at what point does the person stop and become the celebrity, or what person does your celebrity stop and you get to be a person? Because, okay, like conversations that we have all the time, we got friends all the time. People, now I'm gonna tell y'all, because y'all know, and the folks that's listening, most of y'all listen to hear Dowling clown just so you can talk some shit. I know, because Dowling is Dowling. But what I've explained to people is, if you get to meet Dowling and talk to Dowling and figure out who Dowling is, Dowling who you see here on your radio cast, it's still Dowling in there, but Dowling in person is a different person. Yeah. He is a real person. He's a person that very much cares about the community, very much cares about people, very much loves women. But you would not know that. You just pop in on the show when he is on one of his rants.
And I say somebody's fat. Well, just because you fat don't mean I don't love you. Correct. I love your fat ass.
See, but this is my point. So, but at what point?
Help that you don't want to live in your truth, and since you think you're 300 pounds, no, my truth is
I'm healthy.
It's baby fat. No, it's not. The baby is 22 years old. At this point,
terrible.
you just
fat in general.
Fat.
Oh my God, Lord, it's ho-ho's fat.
So check it out. Like you were saying, even with Lizzo in this whole thing, how does she separate herself from the
celebrity from the person? Well, because I'm sure. Okay, so
yeah. Go ahead, come on.
In your personal life, Pastor, I'm sure you kick it with your boys, the people you grew up with, the folks you cool with, you are somebody different to them. Yes, you're a pastor to the people that know you in your pastoral way, but to your friends and to your family, you're somebody else. Same thing, Dr. Trey and I talk about this all the time. She's a doctor, yes, but she's still a girl from Chicago who kicked it on the corner with us and talked and chilled and bullshit and swallowed spit and had fun. Right. See what I'm saying? But they know her as Trey, and Trey is Trey. Yes. However, there's Dr. Trey too. But is there a point where you can separate the two, where you can be one person or the other? And the reason I ask this question is just to kick this one to Dowling.
Okay. This is what I think. I think people, since they see one vision of somebody, they want to cookie cut and hold them to a template of what's presented.
Or what they believe they're supposed to be.
Believe it's supposed to be. You would believe that a pastor should just be sleeping and got a book in his hand 24/7.
Right.
And he's studying his Bible. Page 300.
Correct.
I'll call you later, Dylan. I'm on page. You know, like he can't just be chilling, watching the game and having a beer.
Correct.
You know, so I think people are when you go into this imagery of a celebrity image, lifestyle, or even just not even a social media image or a lifestyle, they think since this is what you present, see, that's why you got to be a little careful with that. Yeah. If you give them a false presentation of yourself,
right?
Now that's what happens when the true you is out there. Now they're going to say, oh, shoot, you lying. That's why I'm bluntly honest. Right. Won't nobody ever say Dylan is giving a false Dylan.
Right.
You're going to accept it for who I am. And I can say, hey, I disagree with you. I love you.
But I disagree.
But I disagree. My view is my view is my view. Correct. Who I am is who I showed you I am. Now, if you think that I'm only this, the story will tell itself.
There you go.
Like, I don't have to tell my story. You've told the story for me, Mark. Yeah. Sean, you've told the story for me. It's their ignorance that don't want to buy the fact that I am somebody past this table.
Well, in it, again, when we present the fact that we're not human and that we're always on, and this is my authentic self, what do y'all think about that? Because really, there was really no true authenticity in anybody. Because we all have sin. We all fall short. We all have vices.
Yes.
We all have, at the end of the day, that thing that continues to kick our butt in private.
Very human moments.
Human moments. So in it, the real authenticity and all of that, the thing that we put out here and we project is one thing, versus, like you just said, D, on here, you're a personality.
Correct.
In your private life, in your personal life, you're somebody else.
Oh, I'm a personality.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a character.
So in it, again, that's just like even kicking it with your boys. You want to, you say, be keeping it real and be authentic and stuff like that.
Yes.
No. It's just there's a line that we're just not going to cross because of the respect level. I respect you where you are, and I respect what you represent. And even the personality, I respect you in your profession.
There you go. I was about to say that. I think the moment determines how you have to carry yourself, to be honest with you. I can't go into my 9 to 5 and be doing what I'm doing here.
Correct.
You know, so when I walk into my job as an account manager,
you're somebody else,
and I'm sitting in these corporate meetings, I got to talk way differently.
Right. I mean, you're the same person,
I'm the
but
same
you're very specific about what you do.
The words I use and the delivery has to be different given the moment. So as an entertainer, somebody who, because when you're an entertainer, you are a business.
You are.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business.
You are the business,
man.
Yes.
You know, so as if you have to protect your brand, is what you're pushing. You got to give this delivery speech. And a lot of times with these entertainers, they're given an image.
Yes.
That's the thing. So we're looking at somebody like Lizzo, who might have been, we're gonna market you as the big girl body. She probably had no idea this is what she was going to be doing.
Blow up
when she
like
got
it was.
into the industry. They gave her this developing curve. You know, thing about Yale Entertainment is we're a brand marketing company. So I'll go and I help brand a product or a content. You know, like we'll take Motivational Shit Podcast. The logo was given, you know, branded by me. The imagery, the color, the scheme. You know, Light Worker Wayne is Light Worker Wayne. Director Huey G is Director Huey G. You know what I'm saying? They already had the idea of who they are. Okay, so let's kind of like go at it with this angle. You know, and as we go on, we try to upgrade it. We try to do things differently to help push the developing of a brand. Lizzo is a brand.
Correct.
So
she's separated from being a person to being an entity or a brand now.
That's where we at with it.
So the on and remember what we just said about the being on and being off. Now being on as Lizzo is one thing, but being off as the entertainer is what got us in this situation.
That's what got us in the situation. So now let me show you how you take
Possibly.
Let me show you how you take the top off the can and set down. Now watch this. Darren, do you think we as a society have set up an environment where we're just too damn sensitive?
Oh, we sensitive as shit. You ain't set me off. I'm just calling for what it is.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Because that is what it comes down to.
Is what?
Have we, I'm turning on this ear now. As a society, have we become too sensitive?
But that goes, shout out to my young brother, Brandon Knighton, Young Be the Truth, where he said, bring back shame.
Uh-oh.
I am such a flag waver for bringing back shame. See, it's like when you got to tell somebody they doing something wrong. Now they're told, well, you can't, you're fat shaming me. I'm telling you that. Now, you could be big. You have something against my sexuality. Well, you could be that. And I'm not going to say sexuality preferences is wrong. I'm just saying, like, if you're doing something, let's just say, I'm trying to find something that is a bit where we should be able to tell somebody that they're not right for. And, you know, just
you should not, because, you know, well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about laws in the country at one point where, you know, you could tune up your wife if she wasn't acting wifely. Okay. We know that you should be able to say, man, you can't put your hands on that woman.
So I'll go at that angle a little lighter. I should be able to tell you I got an expectation for you as my wife. I should be able to tell you, hey, you get a little fat around the edges, chick. I should be able to tell you, hey, your lazy ass, stop cooking. Hey, I should be able to tell you this because what you gave me, what you presented in the beginning ain't what I'm getting right now. What you showed me, I should be able to say, hey, dude.
You're falling off.
Hey, well, you ain't laying it down in the bed, Mr. Man. You're shaming my stroking game.
You can't say that no more. You can't do that no more.
Don't shame me, bro.
So is it the sensitivity of society that has us in this?
Sensitivity of this society, once again, living in my truth or whatever. No, we should be able to direct people and say, yeah, you could be that way, but understand that you might be ridiculed for it. Subject to ridicule for it. So just because you feel this way about this does not mean that everybody around you has to walk along with you.
Gotcha.
Somebody's going to be walking against what you believe, and that's whether it's religion and everything.
Yeah. So, we don't want to deal with constructive criticism.
If I went through a certain point in my life, abusive point, and I've gotten past the trauma, I went to the counseling, I did all this, and now here I am saying, hey, you going down the wrong path, just because I don't sugarcoat it. Am I a hurt person hurting somebody, or can I just be healed and I'm just going to be blunt with it and tell you, hey, you're stupid right now.
You acting stupid right now.
It depends if you're saying it in love, and then
I'm saying it in love.
It depends on our history too, though. It depends on our history.
The interaction between the two.
Absolutely, of you. Because in our history, if we had a not so good history, and you say that to me, of course, automatically I'm defensive. You know what I'm saying? Because of our history. So you might be healed, but I might not be healed. So I'm working through my healing. Yes. Yeah, you healed. You can't push your healing on me, though.
Right. You gotta. You gotta embrace it yourself. I feel you. Yeah, that makes sense.
So man. So I think at the end of the day we need to circle this one out because we got a lot. We got
a lot more stuff to touch on. But I want. But just bringing it back to the whole truth thing. Just bringing it back to the truth, which is how we started. The thing is, these are allegations right now. We don't know what really happened. And to be at all honest, kind of like what we chatted about earlier, this is not recorded that I know of yet. This is not something that's recorded. We're taking this on the word of what they're saying, meaning she said. Yeah. Back in the day, it used to be like, well, they said that, but we can't prove that was something that was said. But nowadays, we've jumped to the point where we're going to believe X, Y, and Z.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you real fast before we get to the next topic. What do you believe?
I'm going to say she probably said some things. I don't know if she meant them in a derogatory way, but I think they took it in a derogatory way.
I think the same thing. I think she was, because I see Lizzo, if we could tap in past the entertainer Lizzo, she is still probably a lot very vocal
about a lot of things.
Y'all need to get y'all fat asses up. We working. We got to be hit the road now.
Right.
They didn't like that.
Right.
Or she might have added some stuff. If you don't get your fat ass together, you ain't gonna be on this show.
Right. And it was her presentation that they didn't like.
Not saying that, just like we say, man, get your black ass up, and you blacker than me telling me to get my black ass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But since they didn't like the whole idea that you didn't make it because you wasn't getting yourself in shape. And I'll circle back to this. Getting yourself in performance shape don't mean that you got to be thin.
Got you. Mm-hmm. That is a fact.
So I'm believing she was just verbally aggressive and people are soft. Pastor, what you got?
The allegations, bro.
The allegations right now. Right now. We're not gonna hang her in the court of public opinion like a lot of people have. Yeah. But All
right, so we're going on to this. Man, look here. This happened a month ago. This is a case that we circled back to a month ago with the former NFL player Trevor Rudolph, and he got intertwined in a situation with a ex.
Oh, yeah. That was.
And we know how those intertwining ex situations go.
Right.
Intertwining.
Entanglement.
We don't want to end our entanglement. You still dealing with that.
Hey, as everybody.
Intertwined is like, I'm trying to
get
out
of it. It is August, ain't it?
I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out of this. And basically it did not go as the person delivering the story portrayed it to be, which costed a life. I want y'all to check out this clip right here.
Yeah,
and listen.
This is a trip, right?
Yeah, and we're gonna follow in and see how things.
April 7th, 2021. 911 calls for help flood into dispatch around midnight.
Things escalated so quickly.
For the first time, Travis Rudolph talks about the night he says 4 men showed up at his front door.
I just heard a loud bang, as if like the police was at the door.
In exclusive video, we can now see everything playing out on security cameras.
This all happened within seconds, so my brother was the first one to get to the door, so I was worried about his safety as well.
Where Travis at? Travis at?
According to court records, Rudolph and his then-girlfriend, Dominique Jones, got into a fight earlier that night.
Open this door, bro, because this got me. Dominique, stop.
Who are you calling it, bruh?
Afterwards, she texted her brother, Keyshawn Jones. Evidence shows they both made threats towards Rudolph.
As soon as I came outside, literally, Tyler, he sucker punched me to my left eye. It was Tyler and Sebastian. They was kind of trying to corner me in. And Tyler, he had pulled out his firearm. And during that time, Tyler pulled out his firearm. Sebastian was like, you mess with the wrong girl, you're gonna die tonight. And then that's when I went back inside and grabbed my firearm.
The fight spilling out into the street. The video shows Rudolph then running off his property with an AR-15.
I had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying, to protect me and my family. My brother was on the ground getting jumped by 2 of those guys, getting kicked. So that's the reason why I went down the street. While they're all in their car, I see 2 firearms pointing at me and my brother. And I couldn't believe it. And it's just a split decision where I just felt like it's either me or and my brother or these guys that's, you know what I'm saying, gonna get hurt.
Rudolph firing 39 rounds, the 4 men speeding off. Sebastian Jean Jacques was shot and killed. Tyler Robinson was also shot but survived. Keyshawn Jones and Christopher Lowe were not hurt.
I made a terrible choice of words during that time. I was 23, I was young, I was dumb. I made a very, very bad decision when I said those words, but it was never my intentions. I was upset and I ended up saying something that I didn't mean. People say things when they're upset that they don't mean all the time, but since the situation has happened, it obviously blew up 20 times more. But I didn't necessarily mean for anything to happen to Travis, his family, his house, or anything.
Markel, what do you think? What do you got for that?
I'm saying, man. Well, first of all, definitely my condolences go out to anybody that was harmed by this situation, because seeing someone's life taken from them, or someone having their life taken from them in this manner, this violent manner, definitely my heart goes out to the families and the people that were affected, including the person who actually wielded the weapon that ended up taking this person's life, because that's going to affect them too. Mm-hmm. The second part I'm going to say is, this is just a horrible situation, and it's hard to come back and say, I didn't intend for anything to happen when you specifically state, and you saw the text message, you intended for something to happen. You need to come and shoot his shit up, is what that text message said. So automatically you have sent these men off on a mission that could end up in a life or death situation, which in fact it did. So, but then you turn around and recant it in court and say, I didn't really mean that. Well, didn't you though? Isn't that what you said? Isn't that what you said?
We're not supposed to believe.
We're not supposed to believe that.
Once again,
true
lies.
Right. And so the problem with that is you have sent these men based on a situation you had with your ex. Was he not the ex at the time? Yes. They had an argument. Did you convince these men that he put his hands on you? Because that's what you do. You just told this group of men you need to come shoot his shit up. Obviously, it's a life or death situation. Then you're gonna try to step back and go, "Oh no, I didn't mean that." But now, you can't repair glass once glass is broken. If you ring that bell like that, unfortunately, men deal in real world situations. And when you say that, if you're not of the mind to go, hey, whoa, what do you mean? Because, and we've discussed this in the past being private military, we have a specific protocol that determines when we fire that weapon.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because there's a lot of answers that's going to have to come as a result of firing that weapon. Why did you fire that weapon?
Definitely.
Who did you fire that weapon at? Did you do A, B, and C prior to firing that weapon? We have to make sure that this is a free and clear, or what you'd hear police officers say, a clean shoot. Okay?
Wow.
So when you tell this to people who don't have those same kind of rules of engagement, what did you expect to happen?
Right.
What should I believe that your life is in danger when you tell me to come shoot some shit up? You expecting me to bring a weapon. And as somebody who's on the other side of that, I see you with a weapon and I believe it's life or death. I'm gonna tell you what, if it's you or me, it's gonna always be you and never me.
Pastor?
Wow. It's unfortunate, man. Condolences. It shows we don't value life. We don't value life.
Or you
man.
don't think about how those are some really insightful and words.
Man, just what he had, an AR-15?
Yes.
He had, and so he comes out spraying. Now, granted, they shot at him and all this other stuff.
Or they wielded their weapons.
They wielded it. But the fact of the matter is, even with her setting this stuff in motion, these guys didn't understand the value, bro.
No.
These guys didn't understand. You're talking about being able to really de-escalate a situation.
Right.
Being able to assess when you get there what's really going on, but to automatically take her word out of emotion, and all of y'all show up to do this to this young man or whatever.
Correct.
No value for life. But this is kind of where we are today, to where, guess what? My pride is in there still.
Yes.
My manhood is in knowing I got a gun on me. You know what I'm saying? 4 y'all came to to shoot the man's house up.
Right.
So it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because how many lives was affected by that one text or that one phone call?
That's it. You've changed everybody's life.
Yeah.
Because she's got to live with the fact that, oh shit, I sent that text message and this got, was that her brother or just one of her brother's friends?
One of her brothers and homies.
Right.
One of the brothers.
One of the brothers died, right?
Yeah.
Her brother.
So you've affected your family, yourself. You affected the man who actually fired the weapon in protection of himself. You affected him because, taking a life, brother.
Yeah.
I don't got to go into that.
This is
taking a life. Anybody that's been in a situation where you had to take a life.
This is what I noticed that she said while she was on the stand. I was 22 years old. I was young. When and where are we going to let that I was young make sense?
How do you make it make sense?
Well, listen to me. Circling around this I was young theory. So we're going to say someone at 22 years old is not of age to make wise decision-making choices with their lives. How have we created a world where everybody up under that age should be able to make decisions? My choice in this lifestyle, my choice in this type of world I want to live in, or doing this online, or presenting myself as this online. Then when the mistakes happen, or the repercussions of that choice happens,
choice.
Then we allow them to say, I was too young. I was only 22. I was only 40. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying not to say too much.
Mm-hmm.
If we have an understanding, and yes, 22 years old is legal, to me, 22 years old, you're still dumb as hell.
Right. Yeah, development. I'm pretty sure we can talk about that.
You really just learning how to wipe your ass really good.
Maybe.
See what I'm saying? So now that's the excuse for the decisions, then the choices that you made is that you were young, but something tells me that you were actually taught before 22 right from wrong. You're telling me that nobody told you that airing this bitch out ain't wise decision-making words?
Yeah.
So that's it's the repercussions of the actions. And I think that's what I see is that like nobody wants to be held accountable and they want to charge it up to, I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. It was in your it was in your words, in your text message.
Right.
Because if it would have turned out how you wanted it to turn out, you would be online bragging about, yeah, we aired that nigga out.
Yeah.
And lives wasn't lost. Well, girl, I shot up his car.
Yeah.
And I got and he's still sending me money, girl.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Right. What was the expectation?
What was the expectation? Go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead. I'm passing.
You passing. You still trying to deal with it, right?
I'm trying to deal with that.
That's a thing to deal with. But that's again when we talk about these lies, we talk about these things that people say, and I'm not talking about her lying saying she's young, because sure, of course, she gonna say she was young, of course, but they try folks all the time, and they decide, you know what, we're gonna try X, Y, Z as an adult, even though so and so was 12, we're gonna try him as an adult because of the offense.
Okay. So let's go to the stream. Shout out to Dr. Trey. She knew what she was doing. I agree, Takeshi. Shout out to Reese. Takeshi Reese popping up. We haven't seen you in a minute, sister. Shout out to you.
Just horrible. You right? What else you got? Let's see.
I got a Facebook user.
Okay.
I'm always suspect. I think that's the upper room, bro.
That's the upper room.
Facebook user still has not told us who they are.
They are.
I've seen Facebook user on a couple shows.
How come all people don't make that decision? What's that? The decision of expound
Facebook user.
Yeah, please expound.
Please expound on Facebook user. Expound with a name first, buddy. Well, you know,
or a woman.
You know, I'm a unanimous commenter.
I got you, Dr. Trey. Words have power. Yes, we say stuff we don't mean when we're angry. That doesn't lessen the impact of what is said. I'm sad that they let those words move them.
Man, let me jump in there real quick.
Oh, please jump in there.
Dr. Trey. Yep, you are absolutely positively correct. Words have power. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. What you send those words out to perform, they cannot return back to you without performing. They got to perform it. That's the one thing that God has given us, man, the gifts and the talents and the power of speaking the thing. Adam spoke all of these things into existence in the beginning. He gave all of the animals names and all of these things. So for us here, words have power. And just think, when you send out negative stuff, when you say negative stuff, how fast does that happen?
Oh my God, it comes back fast
and in a hurry.
It comes back fast.
In a hurry. You gotta over manifestate the good stuff.
Yeah, you got to.
But the bad stuff gonna be right. It's already at the door anyway.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. But you sent that out, and know why it returns quick, fast, and in a hurry? Because of the intent and the enthusiasm behind it. The intent. When you said that thing, you was mad, you was pissed off. Ooh, you said it with power and authority, didn't you?
Yeah, you did.
So
go ahead.
So in return, when you speak something in a positive manner, it still got to go out and it still got to yield the fruit. It still got to return back to you. But you know, when you say it in a positive manner, you say it all timidly.
Yeah,
you said quietly. Timid. Yeah, you timid. You don't want to know. Correct. You know, I don't want the universe to get hold of what I'm saying and this and that and this. So you timid in what you're saying. So when it comes back, timidly. You know, it's slow when it come back, right? It take time when it come back and all of that. But when you say it in a negative manner, just think of all of the force and the energy that's behind it.
That was a grown man quote right there.
That is.
It was Facebook user was my brother Myron. Shout out to Pensacola in the bit. I always support it. He said, chooses to choose violence.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I mean, see, the thing about it, man, and that's kind of the good part about what you talk about with talking about young fathers and talking to, you know, trying to help brothers to deal with it, because, you know, as all of us have our fathers, we all have raised children at some point. You know, some of them days, man, we are human.
Yeah.
And oh my God, we'll be mad about something or the child will do something crazy, and you have to be able to manage your emotions to the point to where you can see this clearly and go, I'm angry, but logically, the things I'm thinking can't be done. Like, I want to kick this little out the window.
Yeah.
However, you realize you're angry about something that they may not know that they have done wrong, or they've done something wrong and they don't realize the error, and your job is to try to correct them. And in choosing to go a violent route,
Yeah.
I mean, that there's so much energy and so much power behind that, and you don't realize the effects. I still remember ass whoopings I got when I was 9, 10 years old from doing something completely messed up. And people, I'm not on team don't spank your child. I'm on team spare the rod, spoil the child.
Right.
Always have been. Right. Always came up through that. Whether that's right or wrong, we'll find out when I get to the gate and the man say, hey, yeah, nah, bro, you know. We'll find that out in that time.
I think you got more things way before
that. But I mean, we'll see.
99 pages,
if that comes up, 99 problems, that might not be one. But my point being, still, even in that, having the wherewithal to realize, I know this. The people that are in my world know this. There's certain bells you can't unring. If you call me and tell me that your life is in danger and you send for me to come, I'm not coming to talk to nobody.
Right.
I'm coming to protect your life.
Right.
Okay? Now, the thing is, I do have the wherewithal and ability to make absolutely sure this is what is really happening. What's the situation? What's going on? Maybe you're a little bit over the top. This little argument, you can just hang the phone up. It don't require no bloodshed. But everybody don't have the critical thinking skills. But that's why not only do you have to be able to accept the truth and make a conscious choice and decision, you have to be careful with the truth that you're putting out there.
So, man, with all that shit y'all just said, man, this is the best segueing moment that I can do. But before we go there, Dr. Trey, speaking it into existence is a real thing. 100% agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dollar was talking all the time, man. We're going to get out this basement, dog. We're going to have a studio, dog. And I was like, I believe you, brother. And look at us. We in this studio.
Where two or more gathered in his name, there he shall be in the midst of them.
Look at
Absolutely.
that. Look at that. Bars.
Thoughts operating similarly. They are the prosecutor of words spoken.
The precursor to the spoken word. Yes, they are.
But while we was talking about, Mark, you had circling around to what you were saying. You were saying something about emotions and the response to emotions, right?
Yes.
So, which going into this clip that you had sent to me.
Oh man, y'all be ready. I'm gonna go ahead and put out a trigger warning on this one because this is no, seriously. If you haven't seen this clip, Pastor, this clip, you want me to talk a little bit briefly before you go into it?
I want them to see.
Okay, y'all check this clip out, man. This right here it's a trigger warning. I'm gonna let y'all know. Not violent, but it may be violent to some.
But it's circling around to what you were saying about emotions and how you respond. Anger is trigger behind your emotions.
Yep.
You know, so.
Wow. This has to be one of the saddest videos, most confusing videos on the internet right now. This video is of a man destroying a little girl's grave, headstone, because he just discovered he wasn't her father. And he's out here desecrating the headstone. All the comments are, well, 99% of these comments are judging him, criticizing him, wishing bad upon him. I've seen everything from, you should go to jail for what you're doing, it's illegal. I've seen people say that she's gonna come back and haunt him for what he's doing to this headstone. I'm seeing very few people show empathy, show compassion towards what he must be feeling. And I think that's the saddest part about this video. Can you imagine what it would feel like? As a man, okay, because we don't bear the children within us, okay? We're convinced that the children are ours. So, as a man, you're being told by this woman that you guys are having a baby. You get excited because you believe that y'all are having a baby. Y'all, you believe this baby is part of you. You believe her. Can you imagine being fully invested, seeing your baby come into this world, You believe in this baby is reflecting you. You seeing yourself in this child. Can you believe? Just imagine having the pride and joy in this child, being their father. Now, can you imagine having to bury your child at a young age? I mean, it has a Disney headstone on it. Very small headstone. It looks like the child, it must have been a child, a young child. So having to bury a child, losing a child, can you imagine the feeling of that? Now imagine some time later you discover that was never your child. Can you just imagine that? Like your single greatest moment of your life and your single worst moment of your life is all an illusion. Can you just try to imagine that? He is destroying the illusion, family. And all of us are saying you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And nobody's saying I understand what you're going through. She was wrong for putting you through that. In a world like this, where men go through things that is this catastrophic and nobody offers an understanding, I believe this is what's leading towards this depression, this anger, this massive self-deletion that we're seeing amongst men, family. When you can't go anywhere and get love and understanding, even when you've been hurt to this degree, you'd almost go crazy. What he's doing isn't rational. It's not going to change a single thing. But I wish that we could be more concerned about the life, the pain of the living than we are about tradition and the dead. The living will always need us more than the dead. I think about this scripture. I think it's Matthew 9. I believe it's Matthew 9. This guy comes up to Jesus and he's telling Jesus that he wants to go whithersoever thouest goes, okay? And Jesus turns to him and says, foxes have holes, the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. And Jesus bids the man to come follow me, right? Come follow him. And the man says, I will, but first let me go. He says, suffer me to go bury my father, right? And Jesus says to him, let the dead bury the dead. It's one of the most controversial lines from Jesus outside of calling a woman a dog, okay? Let the dead bury the dead. It just sounds like, wow, you won't even let the man go bid his father a goodbye. It's his father. But that scripture right there, that parable, is to show us that the living is more needy of us. The dead, they're gone, family. Now just consider these traditions that we have. We put bodies into the ground. We call that holy ground, but everywhere around us is holy ground because creatures and beings die every day on this ground. And the further you go back, we didn't put graves. So everywhere you step is holy ground. Family, frankly, these avatars that we live inside, once we pass on, they are fertilizer. Now we romanticize.
We're just going to go ahead and go into it. Pastor, I'm going to let you have the floor on that one, brother.
Yes, sir.
Sean?
Lord, be with that young man. Be with that father. Help him in his heart, mind, and emotional state. That sucks. That sucks for
so many reasons.
The life, the child, for it to be a lie. For it to be a lie. And that I'm sure he was the deception in the whole thing. The deception in the whole thing. Oh man, it's heartbreaking because guess what? Guys go through this every day. Guys go through the lie every single day. And Healing Haven of Atlanta, I say this for a reason. That's why I stepped out of the church to be able to minister out here in the field because guys go through this every day. I'm one of those guys. You know, healing and development. Our guys need healing. Our guys need to be developed. Our guys need to know what this life really is once he takes possession of himself first. Once he learns to love himself, now he can deal with anything. But until he learns how to love himself, he ain't much he can deal with because he's subjected to everybody else's mess.
Yeah.
This is so again, is heartbreaking because of the emotional and mental state of this guy at this point. That really, like the narrator was saying, that nobody's really talking about. Not being insensitive, anybody. I'm not being insensitive, but the headstone and those things, that's material. The Disney picture and stuff, that's material. That's, oh, it looked gorgeous, it looked nice, but at the end of the day, let the dead bury their dead. Guess what? We, from the dust we came, to the dust we're going to return.
Yeah.
So the headstone and the man acting and doing what he's doing, none of us will be able to know what that man is really thinking.
Right. And nobody has tried to find out, apparently.
You know.
Or from what I can tell from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Because he's in an emotional state that,
Yeah.
I mean, that probably is one of the single most devastating things I saw last week. Just, watching that video. I mean, the concept of, here you are, you believed you were a father, and here you are, you believe that this child was lost. The child was 3 months old. 3 months old. So for we're going to say 3 months, but of course, you figure child care term 9 months plus 3 months.
He was connected
for a year.
So this is the thing, because with our guys, we teach about being responsible and accountable.
Yes.
We teach that.
Yes.
Like at the end of the day, bro, that child that is in this world, that's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Didn't ask to be here. Now imagine that. We teach that.
Yeah.
Child didn't ask to be here. That's your responsibility, bro. Be accountable.
Yeah.
Be accessible. Be these things. And now to turn around and find out that the child is not yours after, man, it's scary to even be responsible for another life.
And now this life is gone.
Yeah.
And then you find out.
Then, through this whole time, it wasn't actually that.
It was all a lie.
So it was all a lie. So again, but as men, we're taught to, you know what, man, get over that. Right. Homeboy, hey, you got work tomorrow. Get to work. You provide. You know what I'm saying? You got bills to pay. You got all of these things in front of you. Hey, man, get over that. Well, guess what? A lot of times, no, because we've learned to normalize trauma. Even in the clip that you showed earlier with the guns, the violence and all of that stuff, we've normalized that. What this dude is going through right now, we've normalized even that. Hey, bro, hey, man, get over that. I understand. Hell no, don't nobody understand that. Think of yourself in your darkest moment.
Man.
Think of yourself in your darkest moment. I think of myself in my darkest moment. Can't nobody comprehend or understand that. I can't even understand where I'm at.
Right.
I think that's a difference. Like whenever we're in a age and era where we compare trauma. I think that's the basis of the gender war.
We bond on trauma. We bond with people.
Not even
based
bond.
on trauma.
We compete with trauma.
There you go.
My trauma is worse than your trauma.
You'll never understand what I feel as a woman. I never understand what you feel as a man. That is where, if you look online with this gender wars, it's about comparing who has it harder.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the difference is us as men, nobody really cares about how we feel.
No.
You just said it, like something could literally happen and we got to get up and go to work tomorrow still.
Yeah.
We are not allowed to wallow in our sorrows for 2 days.
Yep.
You get 24 hours.
If that.
I just, my assistant account manager, shout out to Jonathan Bryant, man, just lost his grandfather and his father within the span of 4 days.
Oh my God.
And they gave him 3 days bereavement.
What? That's devastating.
See what I'm saying?
Imagine this. What we just saw, how many brothers came to that man's rescue? We don't know yet. We don't know. We wouldn't know at this point.
But how many would you imagine?
How many brothers came to his rescue and didn't say nothing?
It was
just provided a shoulder for this man to cry on.
Yeah.
Just ain't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just when it came time for this young man to say something, they was there to listen.
Mm-hmm.
How many did that? Who did that? Not coming in his space and offering their opinion.
Correct.
not offering anything outside of a listening ear and a shoulder to cry on. You know, how can we again? That's and as a matter of fact, how long ago was this? How long ago is this?
I can't remember exactly when it started, but it's been kind of floating around the internet for a little bit. But because I think I saw the first video, it's on TikTok, so it's I think I saw the first video, but I hadn't seen the commentary that the gentleman put up regarding that. So that's
reaching out,
that's tough.
reaching out, man. But then once you reach out, having resources already lined up to where, again, once you get to a safe space, now you're able to introduce these resources to this young man and stuff like that to at least give him an out, give him a way. Again, not offering your opinion on any of this.
Trey Michaels, I blame patriarchy and its societal narratives that teaches us to deny the emotions of oppressions of men.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And because I mean, we just talked about it. I mean, you look. I grew up. My dad in the house was the dad that I get into an altercation outside and go running in the house. Oh no, you take your ass back out there and fight them boys.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna jump on you every day if you don't get your ass out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not, hey, they hurt me and I don't understand why they hurt me.
No, I can't blame patriarchy.
Look, we was all affected by the same patriarchy.
Right, but we live in a world where nowadays we say patriarchy is wrong. Right?
Nowadays, yes.
Yeah. So we can't. We're already shunning it. You know, when we're already supposedly saying no, let's not coincide with patriarchal beliefs because of fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can't. Either we're going to be alongside of the laws and the structure of patriarchy, or we aren't.
Mm-hmm.
We can't cherry pick it.
Mm-hmm.
This part of it we love. Men supposed to open doors and pull out chairs for our asses.
Right.
Now we say, oh shit, patriarchy is wrong because it says, man, they supposed to be emotionally deterred by things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, patriarchy ain't saying that though.
Okay, so which one? What is it saying?
Patriarchy. No, I'm talking about the current structure is saying that we need to embrace men's emotions. The current is we're trying to get there. That's
bullshit.
What we're
if we see Mark L cry, they say Mark L weak. You just called the man weak the other day because he didn't want his woman out on the internet with her ass out.
I thought that was
we forgot about
that.
that.
I thought that was weak. But I don't think that's patriarchy. I just think that's just
that's
human nature.
Patriarchy.
I didn't think so.
Patriarchy.
But maybe.
So what part of
So
what part of it is patriarchy, Mark?
But maybe.
What part of it is patriarchy?
What I'm saying is
open to men being emotionally available, or we aren't.
That's where we're going now. Is what I'm saying. That's what we're
on that.
Well, but again, but it look.
Women have
been pushing that, but it's starting to become more.
I would say what I'm saying.
It's starting to become more apparent.
I see what Trey is saying. I'm saying I can't blame it
all on that,
and then we support that same ideology, patriarchy. Either we're going to shut it down, or we aren't. It's like saying you want the nice side of dialing, but you want the evil twin because I'm a Gemini. You got to embrace all of dialing.
Right. You got to be the whole thing. I got you.
So yes, this world is embedded off these structures of patriarchy.
Correct.
I agree. I see what Trey said. I do agree. What I'm saying is I can't blame it. I can't blame it.
Okay.
On patriarchy, being that I see when it's beneficial, then it's saying, hey, we supposed to do this stuff.
Right. I got you.
Either we are or we aren't.
Got you. So I got you. I understand.
No. I was reading the definition: a system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it.
Yeah.
The dominant ideology of patriarchy. So I was trying to, I guess bring it back. Get it
directive of, to go in line with what Trey is saying.
Yeah.
And I hear it. It's just, patriarchy or not, you got to understand him as a human.
That's it. That's the first part.
What was how was he supposed to feel?
Yeah.
Are we going to say, hey, damn, man, let this man grieve either we can let people grieve how they grieve, because everybody's grieving isn't going to be the same way. My ledge ain't your ledge.
Right.
You know, the way I handle being cheated on may be different than how Mark L handles getting cheated on. Because I might be told from my upbringing in the house to hold stuff in. Mark might have been saying, hey, let things out.
Correct.
So since I'm holding it in for my whole life, by the time I deal with it, it comes out like a volcano. Next thing you know, I'm beating a woman's head in and I'm ripping up a grave site.
Yeah.
Because I have not been told, handle your emotions
this
open
way.
up your emotions. Because, yeah. Go ahead.
Dr. Trey, what it is to be a man, quote, is very narrowly defined. It's deeply ingrained and problematic and rooted in patriarchy. Being open to men, emotionally expensive, goes against the traditional gender stuff. To being open to men's emotional expression goes against the traditional gender stuff. Gotcha. And that's true, because it is very narrowly defined. And it's often, you know, we talk about this on this show a lot, being the male review. Oftentimes we're often told, and that's the thing I know sends him to the crazy place, because everybody has an idea of what, in order to be a man, you need to A, B, and C. And most of the people that say that are not men.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess that's what I'm saying. So
And more importantly, you ain't me.
Yeah.
More importantly, you ain't me. You can't tell me how to be a man. I am a man, and this is how I am. You can give me ideas. You can give me thoughts. You may be able to send me in a direction. You may be able to send me something to research, but you can't tell me how to be Marcus. So trying to tell men as a general whole how to be men, that's the system that we're talking about breaking down. And like you said.
So second part, what should happen to the woman that lied?
Ooh-wee. And that's the thing. I can't say what should happen to her.
Did patriarchy do that? Not have repercussions for women?
Yes and no.
Yes or no? Which one is it?
I'm going to say yes and no. I'm going to say yes, because the reason that she wouldn't be held accountable is because she is a woman. And
so the patriarchal rule is protect women at all times?
Most times.
Most times or all times?
Most times.
Okay.
Most times.
Most times or all times?
Most times.
That's the patriarchal rule.
Right. That is a rule.
So women do like patriarchy?
Some of them do.
Okay.
And this is true.
How you doing, Pastor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody likes. Okay, so let me just put it like this. Everybody likes a rule that serves them.
I don't like.
There you go.
Everybody likes a law that serves them. True or untrue.
I agree.
I like being able to say the N word and knowing that they can't say the N word.
Yeah,
it serves me.
I guess to me, I don't care.
Wrong is wrong.
I would say this.
Everything ain't black and white. This
is the gray area.
Yeah.
I don't like rules. I love structure.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
It's the gray area.
Is where the structure falls in.
Look, just have my own. Don't tell me what to do.
Right. Okay, gotcha. If you can tell me what to do, then tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, then don't tell me what to do.
There should be rule. Depending. God damn it, I'm confusing myself. That's the gym.
There should be a structure.
It should be a structure depending on. Okay, so i.e., I lost my baby. So what rule tells me how I'm supposed to act?
Got you. There's no rule for that.
Obviously there is, because when men cry, the world, including women, says you're not supposed to cry.
I got a question. So who recorded him doing that?
I don't know. That may be a friend of his. And that's always the big question. When we see these big fight videos, you watching them get beat up, and just like what happened with that young lady, the unfortunate incident with the young lady who went out of town with that group of friends and ended up getting beat up. And then she died ultimately. They left her there and came back to North Carolina. Same concept. They recorded that beating.
Right. So I asked who recorded that, because recording it and posting it
means it's not natural reaction. It's almost it's planned.
No.
Okay.
It means that he subjected himself to the responses.
I got you.
Also, he subjected himself to that. So again, if it was a private moment and that was handled that way, because it happens. People get pissed off, upset, and I want to embarrass her now for putting me through this. And,
Right,
and,
right,
and
right.
I
And
want
there
the
you
whole
go.
world to turn against her because this is what she did to me. But in it, you still open the door for this for people to be
censored.
insensitive
Yeah.
about what's going on.
Shout out to Carly. Shout out to Carly.
We're not gonna talk about that, boss.
We ain't gonna talk about Carly.
Okay, well,
we ain't gonna talk about Carly.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna talk about Carly.
But you know, in it, you know, standing in the same vein, man. Again, because we're taught to, like you just said, stuff happen, get it together, quick, fast, in a hurry, and not deal with it. So now,
or deal with it in a way that's more palatable for society
but
to handle.
as men, we really don't never deal with anything because we don't have the time to deal with it.
Military taught us adapt and overcome, suck it up and drive on.
So, okay, so when you adapted and overcame, what did you overcome?
Right.
When you still got all of this
even
trauma.
not even adapt and overcome, more so suck it up and drive on.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really what it told
But
us.
so it's still all of these things that's in your mind, your heart, your soul that you never got an opportunity to release.
There you
because once you get that release, now you're walking in a place of freedom. And again, we are usually in the prison of our problems.
Yeah.
Okay, I see a post every now and then on my Facebook page where it addresses the violence in men, particularly black men.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Ooh, let's talk about it.
And the after each post, because that's all they post about, is the question, what's the root of the problem? I'm always, and I don't comment because, do you really want to go to the root of the problem?
No.
The root of the problem is y'all told us that we can't release. And I just said it. So when and this is my wholehearted belief, when we finally do, it's going to be a volcano.
Explosive.
It's going to be explosive. Unfortunately, because of the upbringing, I argue with my baby mom about this often. My son crying, I hear him on the other end crying, and she say, "Stop acting like a little girl." And I cuss her out. Stop telling my son he can't be emotional.
Right.
Because all I see is sooner or later, my son will be a grown man and he's going to have to know how to manage and understand his emotions by then, where he has to lead a woman, and hopefully him not holding that in, it won't turn out ugly.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
It won't be a volcano.
It won't be a volcano.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Father of three killed himself and killed the 4 kids and the wife. And everybody, every news article, he was such a nice guy.
Yeah.
They were such a loving family. I don't know why he would do such a thing.
Because he wasn't able to express
And we
himself
never
in a
know
way.
exactly. We never know what happened behind closed doors. We had to walk in the house and hold in. Kids going on with the kids. He can't be mad that this child is doing this. He can't be mad that that child is doing this. Might have caught wife cheating, but he can't react because it's his job to still hold the family down. He got to take that. It ain't got to be that serious. It's a whole buildup. It's a whole buildup.
Yeah, but
after 8 years,
you know
9
what,
years.
Yeah, but you know what? Once this guy invests in himself and he becomes self-aware about himself, and he starts and reinvesting, which means going to counseling, going to therapy, self-care. It's a part of self-care, because at the end of the day, guess what? Believe it or not, I'm going to tell you this. You have to give an account for you.
You have to.
You don't give an account for your wife. You don't give an account for your significant others. You give an account for you. How did you govern yourself here?
Right.
What did you do? So again, in our own strength, you know what we do? We take those traumatic situations and we try to move on. And like you said, by the time you look up, trauma. So guess who gonna get it? Whoever's closest to you.
Yeah.
Ooh, she gonna get that
I ain't
explosion.
never seen a grenade choose which way the shrapnel going.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna throw this grenade over there by them 3 people, but them 3 people I don't want to hit. I want to hit them people over there.
Right.
So because we never really deal with it, we just continue to move on. We suffer through that. Case in point, give you real quick story. When I got shot and robbed that time at my business, you know, almost lost my life, didn't lose my life.
Amen.
But the point of all of that is I got shot 3 times. Wound up recovering. I'm back in the gym probably 2 weeks after that. I can't bench, but I'm doing flies. I'm doing stuff that's not affecting the area that I got shot, but I'm recovering. I'm doing all of these things. In my mind, I'm not going to let them get away with, they not going to see me down.
Got you.
They going to see me back. Man, they pass Old National again. They going to see me back in my place of business. They not going to know that they got the best of me.
Right.
But what I didn't do, I didn't fight for myself. I did not. What I didn't do, I didn't follow up with a police report. I didn't follow up to see how the case was going and all of this other stuff. I didn't follow up to see if they hadn't caught these guys or anything like that. My whole life was altered at that time.
Yeah.
But I was so interested in getting back on my feet because guess what? I didn't have time to wallow in self-pity.
We are taught to go.
They can't let them see me down. I can't let them see me sweat.
No, sir.
No, sir. Hey, I was shot, and I don't know how I feel about the fact that my life really could have been. I was that close to death.
Yeah.
And circling around to that, just talking about that, when we discussed that at the lead conference, the first 3 men that I sat down with and did the interview with, each one of the gentlemen had a story about getting shot.
Being shot.
Yes.
It was Travis first. And then I think we had Keith. Yeah, we had Keith Lewis, and then we had you. And all 3 of the gentlemen had a I got shot story. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've normalized trauma. We've learned to normalize it. And again, what we teach is totally against that. You don't normalize trauma. You deal with it.
Okay.
You now, as a man and as a person and as a human being, bro, you be good to yourself. Because I can't give you what I don't have. If I can't be good to you, I definitely can't be good to you. I can do nice things, but until I learn how to handle me properly, I'll never know how to handle you properly.
I think we need to close out with that because I think everything, we had some more stuff on the table. I had a whole laundry list of things we could go down, man, but I think we're at a point right now where we've got to the root of a lot of things. That's what these shows are about. Y'all think we just talking. We're not just talking to y'all.
Yeah.
We really talking just to come to an understanding of a difference of opinions, to come to some sort of a resolution, even in a disagreements, the understanding.
Yeah.
And I think right now, as far as we circle around with that, which is the basic focus of the show, is understanding men and letting y'all know where we are as men. Man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for being in here, man. Sean, tell everybody about your podcast you got coming up, bro.
Hey, appreciate you having me, man. Actually, it's called Keep Your Chin Up Podcast. It's we provide help and hope through casual conversations and resources to young men and young fathers. So as y'all know, we a fatherhood, a parent and mentorship program, but we want to again make sure that we're providing credible resources to our guys. So we'll be having again, businesses, organizations, executives, directors of programs that are actually in alignment with mentorship, with career development, with parenting classes and things like that on our podcast. Again, people that can actually provide real resources, help and hope through casual conversations.
That's fantastic.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Any word of advice from the heart of Sean to the listening public? Just let everybody know who you are, because you got something got to be wrong with you for being to the right side of me as often as you are. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't know. I love people. I love people, and then again, because I have a story, and I have a story of overcoming. So in it, I know the power of Jesus Christ, and I'm still trying to walk in that. And as I move into the things of that, I want to continue to demonstrate that also. The love, compassion, forgiveness, empathy, sympathy, joy, peace, happiness, hope, forgiveness. All of those things are available. You know what I'm saying? But again, as men, most of the time, we're just taught to provide, get over it and provide. So now God has positioned me in a place to be able to show that there is another way, and then be able to come back and teach it, demonstrate it. But guess what? Without being so preachy.
Hey, that's it. What's your social media, brother? In case brothers want to catch up with you, want to find out a little bit more about Healing Haven.
Got you. So we're on the web at healinghavenatl.org. That's our website. And then on Facebook and Instagram, Healing Haven ATL. Y'all don't put no healing hands in there now. Y'all do healing hands all the time. Healing Haven ATL. Healing Haven ATL. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all come out and support. And man, thank you guys sharing your platform with us once again. Appreciate
Absolutely,
you.
sir.
No problem. Markel, you got some closing stuff,
Hey,
man?
man, I'm going to say,
you've
man.
been out and about. I know you could tell somebody about your traveling experiences.
I mean, I could tell people about my traveling experiences, but, you know, how much time we really got here. I'm going to say, man, thank you definitely for joining us today, Pastor Sean. It definitely was great having you on the show, sitting here chopping it up with us heathens, as my man say. All my friends are heathens. Take it slow. So thank you for joining us today and being in here with the Mail Review. We definitely appreciate it. I'm going to say just basically just circling around to the topic of the show, man. Definitely worrying about these truths that we put out there and the things that we call our truths and making sure that we have the truths a lot of times before we make these motions is important. It's definitely important to men out there. You want to be sure to use your critical thinking ability to think around these things that we are presented daily, because everything does not require a response for you to fly off the handle. Some things require deep thought and introspection before you can move forward through life. So, you know, we've seen a lot of situations in the news where we get these thoughts and we get these ideas. And, you know, one of the things Facebook started doing is they started putting up the fact checker. You know, somebody puts up something like, wait a minute, that might not be true.
I think that's true. I think that's the upper room. Don't want the truth out.
Hey, you know, I heard aliens, but you know, my man Fabo been seeing spaceships on Bankhead.
Oh my God, y'all.
But and we already knew that. Can y'all tell us the truth about why the cost of living so damn high, and why I had to pay $13.85 to get my car fixed last week?
And when did they clone Tyrone?
I know. Did you know they cloned Tyrone? Hey, look here, man. But
it's the chicken.
It's the chicken. It's got to be the chicken. But no, just saying, man. Hey, the reality is, man, we out here. We're in this world. Y'all be careful with the truth, man. Be careful with the things you find is truth. And you know, my boy, I'm gonna use it. It'll work. Dollar won't fight it this time. My boy, President Obama, said, trust but verify. So what I'm saying? Trust but verify.
There you go.
So get the truth or what you think is the truth and go,
that's good.
Is that true?
That's good.
Let me think about it. And look, he want to jump so bad. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Mail Review.
Allow me to jump.
Oh, Lord, here he is.
You try to get out of here. You try to get out of here.
I tried. Lord, I tried to get away. I tried to get away.
No.
He ain't gonna let me out of here.
I just want to say to everybody, just understand that the fact that even if something is true or untrue, when you're coming to a disagreement with somebody of the truth, that does not mean that somebody does not respect you as a person, does not love you as a human being. It just means that there's two different views of how we feel on whatever the subject may be. Some people will be very adamant about not believing you, i.e. there's a lot of people that's very adamant about not believing Mark L. and Sean when they say Dylan's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love you nonetheless. You just don't know how ignorant and stupid you are. That's not your fault. It's not your fault. I'm cool with you.
Yeah.
But with that said, man, just understand that as people, we are entitled to be who we are.
Yeah.
But we are also obligated to be real about who we are.
Yeah.
Which you may have to look in yourself to say, what am I going to tell people when I'm doing wrong? Shout out to Carly.
Right.
What, you know what I'm saying? What does this benefit me in the long run to not be honest about this moment? That child is not yours. Don't speak about being a real person and other people are attacking you when you aren't even real and honest about who you are. Okay?
Yeah. That part.
So, and I say this to mothers because I've seen brothers close to me have to find out that a child isn't theirs. And all we had to say was, damn, bro.
Yep.
But we clowned the hell out of that woman.
Yep.
What's up, 99.99?
Right. Mm-hmm.
She got mad. at us. Well, you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm blocked.
You created your nickname 99.99.
Now I'm blocked.
Now I'm blocked. But at the end of the day, man, this is all about just moving forward with knowledge, information, and understanding of moments, man. So once again, I thank you, Sean, for joining us, man. I can't wait to see what your pod's going to be about because you're doing videos every day. It just had to translate into the name, brother. You're out here doing God's work, man. I appreciate what you're doing. The community needs black men like you. Hell, my stupid ass
need a black man like you.
Yes. Boss. Shout out to my sis brothers.
Right on, man. Hey, listen. And when you have Heathen Day on the show, we'll be glad to show up. Call us on Heathen Day. Lord, ladies and gentlemen, we have Heathen Day. And who else but these heathens from the Mail Review? Right on, man.
Oh, man. So sign us on.
Hey, man. Thank y'all again for joining us on the Mail Review. Thank you for joining the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Yale Radio Cast today with our special guest, the pastor, the man, Sean in the house. Not Pastor Troy, not that pastor. This pastor, Pastor Sean Chinn. Get ready. Get ready for his show coming up, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us as always and listening to us do this. And as always, y'all, we love y'all. And the motto has always been and always forever will be, get the business. We'll see y'all next time. I won't be on vacation.
This is grown man business. The collar swag on here to witness. I pull up in a Bentley so quick. I'm dropping them bags, popping them tags. You know how we bless that cash. The grown man biz. The grown man. I said the grown man. I said the grown man. This is how a grown man does business.
The flow is tight, show you right.